Hi Taurus, this is your horoscope for January 2018. From the 1st of January until the 21st of January, we have Jupiter, the lucky planet, and Mars, the planet of masculinity and drive, conjuncting each other, so blending the energies, and they sit together in your 7th house of romance and relationship. So the big blessing here for the first 3 weeks of the month is your relationship life. On the 2nd of January, we've got Uranus, the planet of rebellion and eccentricity, going direct, so moving forwards again in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. So you will feel much more empowered moving into this year. You will feel like the pace has picked up and like you have a lot more say over what goes on in your own life. Also on the 2nd of January, we have the full moon in Cancer. I've made a separate video on that, have a look at it. But for you, Taurus specifically, the full moon happens in your 3rd house of communication. So this is a moon that is really about insights and intuition and really understanding the self. Out of all of the signs, you're going to benefit most from that because it's in the 3rd house of communication. So you can speak to yourself as such and really get clear on who you are, what it is you want, and what you want to achieve in 2018. On the 11th of January, Mercury, the communication planet, joins all of your other planets which are sitting in your 9th house. You have Venus, the Sun, your midheaven, Pluto, Black Moon Lilith, Saturn, and Mercury now all sitting in that 9th house of education, travel, and professional development. So along with the relationship side of things, this is the biggest gold star that you get here in January, the ability to learn and expand and make moves and travel and change your location, change your job, discover new information and absorb information like a sponge. So combined with that full moon that we've got at the beginning of the month and all of this opposing energy in Capricorn, it's very much about taking your personal insights, putting them into the practice and making your world bigger. That continues on until the 17th of January, when we have the new moon in Capricorn also in your 9th house, and that pours even more energy into that sector. So from this moment on, you're really going to want to make changes in terms of where you live or how you experience the world or what you're learning. So you're really open to new ideas, you're open-minded, and you want to make your world a bigger place. You want to have more skills, more information to play with. Venus goes into Aquarius on the 18th of January, and now we're starting to see a shift here around this time of the month from all of the energy in Capricorn in your 9th, and we're starting to see things shift into your 10th house. So you're going to become more interested in using these new skills that you've learned or being re-energized from the travels that you've undertaken and really applying yourself to work, but applying yourself to work in a way that helps humanity, that helps other people, where you can be of service. So the best time to travel and to learn things is before the 18th. From then on, it's time to implement all of those things that you've discovered. We see things shifting now as the month progresses through until the 27th, with things moving out of your 9th and into your 10th. The sun goes into Aquarius, your midheaven goes into Aquarius, so the focus becomes much more work-oriented and how you can help and how you can learn. Everything is sitting on the top of your chart in the 9th and the 10th house, so it's about education, learning, growth, travel, expansion, and then applying that in a working sense. On the 27th, Mars leaves the conjunction it's been in with Jupiter in the 7th, and it moves into your 8th house. 8th house is other people, it's institutions, it's endings, it's new beginnings. And Mars, the archetypal male principle in Sagittarius, really wants to progress now. So you start thinking a little bit more about yourself as the month ends, and you think, I've done all of this good work, I've made a contribution, what about me? Am I being promoted? Am I getting paid what I ought to be paid? So this now at the end of the month is a good time to check in with yourself and see, am I being rewarded enough? Should I make a lateral move? Should I make changes in terms of my employment, my career, if I'm not being rewarded in the way I ought to be? Finally, at the end of the month, on the 31st of January, we have a total lunar eclipse in Leo, which is also a full moon, and it's at 11 degrees. Now, a total lunar eclipse pulls in energy because it's on the North Node, and it pulls in this Leo energy, and it's in your 4th house. So you're going to feel very confidently now at the end of the month about your relationships, about your most intimate, close relationships. And because it's an eclipse, it lasts for about 6 months. So 2018, the majority or the first half of it is really going to be fun and enjoyable when it comes to your closest relationships, and you'll feel connected to the ones who are nearest and dearest to you without any problems. Now, it's the 2nd full moon in the month, so it's called a blue moon, and with that, there's an element of magic in the air anyway. So you're quite blessed this month, Taurus, in the sense that at the beginning, you really understand yourself. You're able to then look at how you can implement that understanding and make yourself bigger by learning and expanding and traveling and growing, applying that to your working life. And at the same time, you really have good support mechanisms and people in your life, family, friends, people who are like family, who support you, love you, and add a little bit of fun in your life. So you're really hitting a lot of the boxes here, and you get a lot of positive energy in different aspects of your life. So that's what I got for you in January. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, and I'll speak to you next month.